said is not only near and dear to my heart, but probably the hearts of most people that will take the time to be able to really explore the information I want to share today. My name is Shelley Bowe, and I am a certified nutraceutical consultant, a wellness specialist, and I'm also a certified rapid transformation therapy practitioner. I find extreme joy and fascination in freeing and liberating and transforming people so that they are no longer held back by those things that bind them, block them, or limit them in becoming their true self. Today, however, I really want to explore and delve into a topic that's very close to my heart: the tragedy of our youth finding significance in being labeled with psychological disease. From anxiety to depression to bipolar disorder, many young people today are identifying more now with their diagnoses than they are with their authentic self. So let's uncover why this is, why it's happening, and what can we do to shift the narrative to one of love, self-acceptance, and knowing true authentic self, true identity can be restored. So picture this: a young person full of potential, full of dreams. They start to feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, right? And we all know that this is something that speaks truer now in the society that we're living in than probably ever before in the history of my life, anyway. These kids encounter, the youth encounter the inevitable struggle of growing up, peer pressure, academic stress, family expectations. But instead of being guided through these challenges with empathy, understanding, they're finding themselves being labeled anxious. You're an anxious person. You have anxiety. You're a depressed person. It might be bipolar. And these labels, while meant to help, often become their primary identity. Here is where the problem begins. They start to see themselves through the lens of their diagnoses rather than the unique, multifaceted individual that they truly are. So why is this happening? Part of the issue lies in the culture we've created around mental health. There's a growing trend where being labeled with a psychological condition or put on a psychotropic medication, it's seen as almost a badge of honor, a way to belong, a way to explain what's wrong with me. This is why I'm not enough for you or society. It explains away the complexity of life. Social media can actually amplify this issue with hashtags and communities that, while supportive, also reinforce the idea that having a diagnosis is central to one's identity. But let's take a step back and ask ourselves, is this really helping? I want to make something very clear. Mental health issues are real. Seeking help is crucial. There's no shame in experiencing anxiety, depression, or other mental health challenges. But here's the one thing: you are not your diagnoses. You are not your label. You are not what's been slapped on you. You are not a medication. You are a walking, talking, authentic example of love and potential. And this, more than anything, is what we need to restore back in our youth. You are so much more than a label, and our adults as well, because we've fallen into the same trap, haven't we? Your struggles are part of your story, part of your journey. It's the path that you are on. It's what's going to someday become your true character. Embrace it. What if it didn't define you, but it built you up, strengthening your character, supporting you in becoming the person that you're meant to be? So how do we shift the narrative? How do we help our youth see that it is more cool to be their authentic selves rather than finding identity in a diagnosis, in a label, in a thing, something that helps them feel significant? Because don't we all have the same 6 human needs? Absolutely, we do. We have the need for safety, security, certainty, which puts us, many of us, into survival mode. We have the absolute need for variety, and some of us don't like variety at all. We like the absolute opposite: certainty. Some of us really find the need for love and connection to be number one in our life. You see, we all have the same needs. We just put them in different order. We have them prioritized differently. Many of us have a need to know that we are making an impact, a contribution to society. But at the basic core of a youth's needs is they need to know they are enough. They need to know that they are loved and lovable. They need to know that they fit in, that they have a place. And they need to know it's okay to be their true, authentic, loving self. So instead of turning to pills or turning to give me a label so I can tell my friends what's wrong with me, let's encourage them to turn inward, explore what they truly need. Imagine for a moment a world where instead of saying, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I have anxiety, what if we say, I'm experiencing feelings of depression or anxiousness because I have unmet emotional needs? This shift in language is powerful, and it reminds us that our feelings are valid. Our feelings are nothing but temporary states. They are just that. They are feelings. They're not permanent definitions of who we are. They're not our identity. It opens up the door now to address those unmet needs, those unhealthy, fulfilling ways. So, some of the steps that we can take to cultivate self-love: encourage young people to practice self-love, self-compassion. Remind them every day they are worthy, they are enough, they are safe, they are loved. Without any label, help these children to know they are worthy, absolutely worthy of love and respect and kindness and compassion and gentleness, and they're worthy of our time. Right? So often we're so busy, we find ourselves so busy that we push our children to the wayside rather than welcome into that space and set other things to the wayside. Promoting emotional expression. What if we could create that safe place where they can express their emotions openly and honestly, without judgment, without ridicule, without criticism, without being left to think they don't matter? Authentically sharing can be so powerful for their healing. Be real, be raw. It's okay to have emotions. That's what we're supposed to do. We are humans. God-given emotions are part of who we are. We were never meant to slap a band-aid on it, numb it, put it to rest, stuff it down, don't feel it, put it off until later. We were never meant to be sedated, tranquilized, or psychologically, filled with something that offsets the true raw emotion that we need to be able to express. Meeting our basic needs. Help children and youth, help the friends, the family, the adults around you to meet their basic needs, the needs for love and safety, security, certainty, the need to know they're worthy, they're valued, they are enough. Help them to know that they can be themselves, and that's actually really cool. Empower them to know that that's really cool. Being ourselves and believing that who we are is enough is at the core of almost every child, youth, and adult's issues. We wonder why children end up or adults end up with the label of OCD, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, bipolar, depression. We wonder. The truth is, they just want to know that if there is something wrong with me, that there's a reason for it, so that they don't have to feel like they don't belong. They're looking for a place to land. How about encouraging authenticity, celebrating the uniqueness about them? If they're a wild child, they're a wild child. If they're a crazy kid, they're a crazy kid. If they're introverted, that's awesome too. If they like to have their own time, their own space, that's so cool, right? Show them that being true self, to be themselves, is actually the coolest thing, the most empowering thing that they can actually do. Educating them on mental and emotional health, providing balance of education and mental health that emphasizes resilience and the temporary nature of most emotional states. Come on, if we be real with ourselves, most of the pain that is inflicted upon a child in their life is from the adults in their life. So what if we adults changed the thoughts of how we believe and what we believe to be true and right and real. And once we change our thought, we can support the child in having the true, correct thoughts about their emotional states, encouraging them that they can seek help, that we will be there for them. And if we have to find more help, that we can do that. Also reinforce that diagnosis is not who they are. A label is not who they are. That is not the place that we want a child to find home. None of us do. We can support our youth so much. Remember, there is no pill, no diagnoses, no identity brand that will fill the void that you might feel. Love, safety, certainty, authentically sharing our emotions can truly lead to the greatest fulfillment. To all of the young people that might listen to this, you are not defined by your struggles. You are not defined by your courage to face them. Your strength to overcome them and your ability to be the authentic person that you are is exactly where you will find yourself with a safe place to land. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to hear these words, to take the time to reach out. If you need your thought pattern changed, if you believe that you could afford to get some help beneath the surface so that your thoughts are more aligned with what we need our children to hear, please reach out to me. This is what I specialize in. Digging deep, finding the root cause, the imprint. Where is it that you develop that limiting belief? As an adult, we function sometimes in the brain of a 5-year-old, anywhere from age 2 to 12, where we were most impacted, where most of our beliefs that we live with still today were imprinted upon us. What if we could change our thoughts? And imagine if we could instill that then into the youth, the children in our lives, friends, connections in our life. Those of you who have youth, teenagers, young adults who are feeling lost and just don't know where to find the help. With rapid transformation therapy, not only do I support you from a nutraceutical standpoint, supporting you with good quality, clinically evidenced supplements to support mind, mental balance, support the vagus nerve connection, support good, healthy hormone balance. I also offer amazing, deep-rooted sessions where we find the real reason why, the cause of what is going on. And then we just get rid of it. We make those connections. We find that healing. We get rid of it and we reinforce and embrace the new transformative thought processes, bringing you your new truths the way it was supposed to be when you came into this world, right? Taking you back to that original blueprint. I really appreciate you all taking the time to be with me, taking the time to listen. I would love to continue this conversation further, supporting one another. Most importantly, please remind each person around you today how much they matter, how much you love them, how safe they are without any label. So until next time that we get to have a conversation, please take a look at throughthewoodswellness.com for more information. Reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, or of course you can send me an email at shelleybow@throughthewoodswellness.com. That's shelleybow@throughthewoodswellness.com. Until then, thank you for being here with me today. My name is Shelley Bow. I'm a rapid transformation therapy practitioner, a certified wellness specialist, a certified nutraceutical consultant, and I find absolute joy and fascination in supporting others past their limiting beliefs. Thank you.